How you doing? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a great Friday. Oh, there's let's see who's here. Fish Tropic. How's it going? Orlando Pokey, Longfin Lagoon. Tom, what's going on, Tom? How you doing? How's the weather in Tampa? It's minus 17 Celsius right now. It's minus 17 in Toronto. It's so cold. What's going on, Mason? Glad to see you, buddy. Glad to see you, Tom. Tom's been here for like the longest time, so I'm glad you're here today. Uh, yes. How you doing? How you doing, Jonathan? And Craig? And live feeding ASMR. Huge shout out to Jonathan Walker, Nonstop Aquatics from Massachusetts. He was talking to me today, got me out of my funk. And this video is actually based on some of the conversations we had. So like my channel members, I want to give a shout out to you guys and let you guys know, like you can message me. Michigan Tropics, what's up, what's up, what's up? Starting with the super chat, thank you. And Tom's like, it was 75 today. Wow, I'm so jealous right now in Florida, eh? That's what happens. What's going on, Sandy? Ancestress Factory. Hello, hello, hello. Michael Shaw, Happy New Year, buddy. So, what's going on, Ozzy? I have to do something. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing. You guys can come with me through this. So, my baby Zebs are coming out of the box. Here they are. I don't know if you can see them. There's some in there. There's some right there. These guys are just coming out today. There's like 3 or 4 out there right now. There's another one out here somewhere. There's more in here with Dad, okay? So Dad is in here, and everybody else is in here. They are so tiny, yes. They're less than a centimeter when they're born. They're about a half a centimeter, so like about a quarter of an inch. What's going on, Sean? Live feeding, yes. So what I want to do right now real quickly is I want to clean this box. At this size, I try to keep it cleaner. Once they get here, you might see that I don't really spend a lot of time cleaning. I don't care at that point because they're past the stage. See, like these kind of stay clean on their own too because they actually eat most of the food that I put in. So these are different stages of growth, okay? We're gonna do some cleaning first. What's going on, Leo? How you doing? If you're watching this right now, give this video a thumbs up. Helps me out quite a bit with the algorithm. YouTube sends it to other people like yourself by you hitting the like button. So like that's the biggest help you can do for me. So please, watching this right now, hit that like button. And huge shout out to Michigan Tropics for the super chat. And give this a like because it helps me out quite a bit. And Ruben, what's up, what's up, what's up? Roger, what's up? Mavic, a lot of love and respect. Thank you so much. Same to you. Aquascaping, we'll get to that in a bit. Fishy Rags. So, what's going on, Nonstop Aquatics? Today we're going to talk about fish pair bonding, okay? So this is something I think is important. A lot of us don't think about this, but the reality is these animals are similar to us in a lot of ways. What's going on, Boondock Threads? That's Katie right there. She's the designer of this beautiful shirt. But yeah, we're gonna do some cleaning first because I need to do that real quickly because the babies are in there. And as soon as we're done that, we're gonna get back to talking about male-female pair bonding, not just in plecos, also in cichlids and stuff, so we can continue to be successful breeding these animals and avoid potential issues like your females dying for whatever reason by male becoming too eager to breed and the female not being ready to breed, and how we can avoid those issues in our aquariums, okay? So this video is going to be very organized. Yes, thank you, Ancestors Factory. And this is all thanks to Nonstop Aquatics, my channel member and friend. He's been talking to me all day today, actually. I was in a huge funk, and he got me out of it. And he was dealing with an issue with his one of his fish, one of his cichlids. So he sent me pictures, and we were talking about this, and I thought it might be a good topic to cover in a live stream, and I can also get to your questions and stuff. Um, this guy walks with lighters. What's going on? What's going on, color guppies? Kanked Aquatics wants to know, that's actually a separate topic. I line breed and I constantly add new genetics. I don't just breed my own fish. So right now I have all these baby zebs. And yes, Nonstop Aquatics has zeb crebensis, a female. So like coming to the inbreeding question, how I avoid that is by trading some of these with some of my friends and getting some of their own genetic material and constantly adding new genetics into my breeding groups. But without further ado, let's clean this container quickly, and let me get you guys a bit closer and you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna open the lid, obviously, and I will also feed them. So in the container I have an oak leaf, the cave with the dad, a piece of slate that I put in recently because I needed to give the puppy some space to come out to. If I don't put the piece of slate, I find that they don't come out as easily. They tend to stick in the cave, but once I put this in, they have some structure, they kind of go underneath it and they hide, okay? So what I'm doing right now is I'm using my pipette or turkey baster. So this you can buy at the dollar store. I bought this at Dollarama or Dollar Tree. And so I'm just using the turkey baster and I'm sucking out the uneaten food from last night. I gotta be careful because sometimes there's puppies also hiding in the edges of the cave and stuff. So you don't want to crush those guys, you know what I mean? So I'm being a little careful. So don't mind me being a little, taking my own sweet time to do this. But as you can see, there's a lot of uneaten food on this side here, which I'm gonna suck out because you don't want this to stay in the tank more than like 12 to 14 hours because it can start growing bacteria and fungus, and little baby fry with the yolk stack still absorbing are very susceptible to bacterial and fungal infections. So you can easily lose babies at this size, and you really want to remove any of these debris from your breeder box when they are this small. So that's what I'm doing right now. So there we go. We got most of that out. There's some more underneath which I need to be creative to get out. So I'm just gonna blow it out, and there we go. Most of it is gone. There's one more squirt. So something to keep in mind. Oh wow, there's 45 of you guys watching. If you're watching this right now, give this stream a thumbs up. And there's a super chat. Who's the super chat from? Aussie Offish. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Monster Fish Gal, the Degenerate Fish Keeper. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Paul McCarthy. How's it going? Let me say hi to everyone real quickly. Kenneth Barrett, down here in Nova Scotia, Canada's lost. Oh, nice. I'm glad you have battery operated air pump. We'll talk about that in another video also. I think that's a great topic. Kanked Aquatics. Hello, hello, hello. Degenerated Fish Keeper. I said hi to you. Paul, hi. Jonathan. John the Fisherman. How you doing, John? How you doing? What's up, what's up, what's up? Well, I was having a tough time reading your name there. Ozzy again, thank you for the super chat. Sunglasses on, hey. Fancy running into you, MFG. There's 50 of you guys watching right now, 49. So I want to see like 49 thumbs up. Helps me out quite a bit with the algorithm. So yeah, help a brother out. Do that little favor for me. MFG, hey Color Guppies, how you doing? Metalheads Aquatic Mayhem, how you doing, buddy? Turkey Base, I totally understand fish room too. Yes, underrated. I mean, you cannot even. I love the Dollar Tree. I love things from there. Too coolie for schoolie. Hi. How you doing? Monster Fish Gals there. I said hi. Big Tank Hank, how you doing, brother? Alair 95. What's up? What's up? What's up? Lady Metalhead, how you doing? Mike Michelle Long. How you doing, Michelle? Rainy Thursday. How you doing, Rainy Thursday? Sandy, I said hi to you already, but how you doing, sweetheart? Um, Mish. I'm sorry. How's it going? How are you? Donnie, how you doing? Michael Shaw, how you doing? I love you guys. There are so many of you. Thumbs up, please. Help me out. Sheesh TV. Felipe Azevedo. Felipe, how you doing, Felipe? Pepper, hello, hello, hello. So, okay, so said hi to everybody quickly. Thank you for everybody being here. Did some cleaning. So that's basically it. I basically got all the poopy, mommy food waste out. The babies are looking good. This poop seems to be okay. It doesn't seem to be too much of an effect. That's from the dad being fed and stuff the last couple of days. These guys were laid on the 11th of December. That's the water parameters at the time of being laid. The pH did drop to 5.9 until they were hatched and everything, and I did a water change. So that's what's going on in there. Let me actually quickly feed them for you guys. So what I'm feeding these guys is Ebo paste mixed with Dr. Basileir. I used to just feed Ebo paste for smaller guys, but I found that I have better growth when I mix the Basileir in. And then that's only for like a week or two. And this is just Basileir garlic. I use regular, but this is what I've been what I have in front of me, so I'm not going to go around looking for the other one. I'm just going to use some of this because it's also good for them. But you can just feed the regular Basileir nano or bio fish food size medium. So I take a little dab of my paste, right? My little ball. It smells fishy. I think this is mostly like fish meal and brine shrimp and things like that. Yes, sir. Let's get to 50 likes. We're almost there. Thank you, Christopher or Orlando Pokey. How you doing, Orlando? I said hi to you already. Leah, how you doing? And Ray, what's up? What's up? What's up? Lisa Sparkman, how you doing? I personally like Hypencestrus grow or youngster grow. So this is designed by a Hypencestrus breeder. This guy, the guy who designed this food originally, breeds the nicest L136 in Europe. And what's going on, Steiner? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the super chat and discus love all day. So, and thank you again for the super chat. And Steiner's been my longest channel member, so thank you so much, Steiner. I love you, bro. So, this stuff is designed by a master pleco breeder for his Hypencestrus. So, I like this one the best. But I also use the spirulina paste, also from Ebo. And I also use, there it is, I'll find it for you guys. Oh. I also use the natural paste insect meal, which I also like quite a bit. So all three of these in conjunction with each other. But this is only for the first week or two. I'm not using this every day or after the first week. It's only for the first week I use this food. So I take a ball, okay? I take my Basileir. And we are going to talk about pair bonding in fish. That's the topic today. So remind me to come back to that topic. I just want to show you guys what I'm dealing with at home here with my group. So I take about 2 scoops that are like full out of the Basileir thing. So every time I say when I use a scoop, it's this scoop. Okay, it's a small amount. And what I'm making right now here is more than what I'm going to feed the fish here. You'll see how much food I put into this box for the dad, as well as all the 8 or 10 babies that he has. I don't know exactly how many. I haven't actually been able to take account because he covers them up. So that's what's going on over there. So I have my food here. Here, let me just flip the camera over so you guys can see it. Okay, that's the ball of Ebo paste, and that's the Basileir, and I just mix it all in together. Okay, it takes about 30 seconds. I just press it hard and I roll it around like I'm playing with Play-Doh, you know. And it basically constitutes into a pasty ball of Basileir and Evo paste. Okay. My camera's not focusing too well, but there we go. You guys can see that, right? So that's what I'm making. I actually have videos on this exact thing on my channel. You guys can see more details. There's very detailed videos on this. And so now the leftover food that's in my hand, I'm gonna feed it to this box here because there's some babies in there. Okay, so there we go. That's pretty much how much food I put for 10 baby hypancestras that are 10 months or 4 to 6 months old. You know, these guys are actually about 6 months old now. So you see how much food they got? Nothing, not a lot. And they eat the oak leaves. You see the oak leaves that have been eaten in the back? They eat that. All that has been eaten, okay? So that's what the feeding aspect is. And so that's the ball that I just made, okay? Now, for feeding these guys, what I'm gonna do is, because they're all in that corner, I find personally that they don't seem to go here looking for food. If I put food here, it's a better option for me, right? So I try to put some food there. I usually will put some food inside the mouth of the cave to induce some of the fry to come out that way. And I'll put some food like down here a little bit. So if they come out of here, they smell it and see how this guy's over here. See, he knows food's coming. He's a smart one, you know? I like you, buddy. I like you. You know daddy well. Okay, so got my ball, okay? And so I'm gonna break it into like some bits because it's too big for this particular box. So there's the dad and the 10 babies in there gets that much food, okay? So that's what I'm gonna give them right now. I'm gonna put that aside, and then I'm gonna break a little bit for this box, which has 6 babies that are about 3 months old. So they get that ball of food, okay? And this tank, this box has 11, I think. Oh, sorry. My tripod is failing on me right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this box has about 11. So I'm giving them, there's about 11, so I'm going to give them a little bit more, a tiny bit more. There, I broke off. That's the second bit. I'll show you exactly how much they are. And then the remaining bit, I'm just going to throw it in the box with the bigger fish that I just put some food into, just as supplementary food. Now, okay. What I miss? Okay, so what I'm doing right now is because I made so much of it to show you guys what I'm doing. Because I had so much, I'm giving it to all the other ones. But I don't necessarily feed these guys this food. Okay, so these boxes will get that amount of Basileir, which is like about a spoonful. This box will get a little bit more than a full spoon of Basileir. This box gets about a spoon of Basileir. Okay. So, but the babies here will get that ball. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ball. Okay, there it is. I'm going to break it in half. I got a small chunk, which I'm going to give to the 4 babies in the corner. Remember, they're tiny, so they don't need a lot of food. Okay, so I dropped that over there. I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. That's the ball of food. There's the babies. There's a snail beside it and stuff. Let me double check it's right where it's supposed to be. Yep. Okay. So those 4 little guys are fed now. Then I'm going to take another piece out of the ball, and I'm going to drop it in front of the cave in the front area. I don't know if you can see that one right there. Okay. Then this little bit is usually what I would try to put in the mouth of the cave. Okay. This tiny little piece, just to kind of entice them. So to do that, what I like to do is I use my tongs, okay, and just hold that. I go in there, and this is like going to be a little tricky. So this doesn't always work out the way I want it to, but I just want to get some of the scent of the food into the cave. Oh, hey, that worked. There we go. Okay, so that's it. All right. You see that one? That's the one piece of food right there. That's the second piece of food. And the third piece of food is behind the fish that's in the on the glass, and in front of the other two or three in the back there. So that's making a little pile of goop, which they seem to like will kind of hover over and eat. So that's the feeding for those guys done. I'll show you how I feed the other ones. Now with these ones you don't have to target feed per se, because they are generally able to move around and find food in a box this size. But even with this particular box, there's 6 of them in here. I sold 5 out already to somebody. So I break this and I put a piece there, maybe a piece over here in the front, and another chunk in the back, where they would tend to like go and find food and eat and stuff. And I make sure it all falls to the bottom, because if it sits on any of the oak leaves or anything like that, they seem to not eat it as readily. So I'll show you an example. Some of the food from yesterday that hasn't been eaten in this tank, for example, you can see on the oak leaf they haven't gotten and eaten those, but the rest of the tank they've eaten all the rest of the food. So this type of scenario you want to try to avoid, you know what I mean? Or you would have to clean these out every couple of days. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. And basically what I'm doing here is basically the same deal. Take a piece, put it in the front, take another piece, put it in the side, take another piece, put it in the back, you know, and the fish will go and find it and eat it. And these guys are big enough that they will just find it and eat it. So I just break off this ball here into 2 pieces, 1 piece in the front, 1 piece in the back. The front piece got stuck. There we go, see? So that's it, pretty straightforward. I try to get some of the food off the leaves and stuff and onto the floor so that they can eat it. And that's it. So done feeding, close the lids. It's actually really cold in here today, so I need to make sure the tank is also closed up. There we go. And that's it. So it's about 20 minutes of work with you guys on. I usually do this in about 5 to 10 minutes or less, especially when I have work and stuff, because I usually have somewhere from 5 to 20 breeder boxes running at any given time. Right now I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 with just plecos, and another 12 or so with betas and other things. So it needs to be done on a faster scale, and it takes about an hour if I try to do every single one. But a lot of the larger ones I don't have to clean every day. Only the babies need to be cleaned. So sorry, I missed a lot of you guys. ADHD Aquatics, what's up, what's up, what's up? So this is a 150 gram container for Evo. I've had these since like maybe 2000. This one's from 2019, so like it's now 2021, and I've gone through that much. It lasts. Just because I also make it last, but it does last. Yes. Yes. Exactly, Michael. Exactly. Tiny bits. Even my adults. I'll show you guys how much I feed my adults. So here's me feeding my adults. Okay, that's my adult group. And this is what I would normally feed them. So you'll see exactly what I feed them normally. So right now I have 14 adult fish in here, plus all these cardinal tetras. There's about 60 of them. And some guppies, these little guys here. So I usually, right now I give them 3 of these spoons a day. Okay, so I do 1, and I do a big heap for these guys here in the middle, because the tetras are going to eat that too. And then I put a 3rd one over there, just spread out through the tank. Okay, that's it for the whole day. And lid closed, everything is good. That's how easy it is to run this entire operation. So if you're just gonna focus on breeding zebra plecos, which is right here, this is my breeding tank. These are my breeder boxes. I have another tank with another breeding group, and also some more breeding boxes and like some more fish. But this is what I would consider is my factory, the main production line, I guess, at least right now, which I'm gonna try and get that happening in my other tank in this year, and also for 2023. But to run this, it is this amount of work plus once a week water change, testing, and stuff like that. I don't actually test every day. I actually test midweek for pH, usually every other day, sometimes depending on where it is and if things are crashing, if I missed the water change, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And you can see them eating right now, look. And they eat the oak leaves, look. See? They're definitely eating the oak leaves, and they're not afraid of me. See, the camera's moving right at them. They're just doing their thing. Okay, let me try to catch up on the chat, and then we'll talk about breeding pairs, okay? Raphael, what's up? What do I test with? I use a cheap pH pen, ATC. You can find this on my Amazon link. It's down below, so if you want to buy it through there. If you want to buy it somewhere else, that's fine. I use the same one. What's going on, Christian? I don't think any of mine hide. Do you see them hiding in here? Why do you see that's happening here? This is natural behavior. Let's see. I can't even shoo them off. Get away, run, hide, fuckers, hide. No, they're not hiding. Why do you think that is? What's going on, Aquafinity? Nice. I will try to join. I know we need to find. Oh, Leah, where did you get Ebo? Yes, where did you find Ebo? I want to find that. Michigan Tropics. Yeah, look, see, they're not running. I'm like, run. See, these guys are running. Okay, so they ran. Look, now they're like a little spooked. Not even. They're not. They know me. They know. They see. This is the thing. This really big makes a huge difference. This, okay, because they don't behave like this if there's a threat. They hide. When they hide, these guys hide. You know what I mean? But that's the thing, Christian. This is not just this tank. Look at this tank. Okay? I just turned. Look at her. She's looking at me the whole time. Hey. Oh, she ran. But, you know, let me put some food in here. Okay, let's do this. Okay? And we can see some pairs. Again, look at a pair. Oh, where's the female? Where did she go? Okay, we'll find the females. And I'll show you guys pair bonding. It's actually a good chance to get them all up here. So I'm trying to pair some of this fish in here also. It's just what we are talking about today. So we just dumped some food. I put 2 spoons already. I might put a 3rd one. These guys get more. There's more fish in here. There's larger fish in here. So there's more food going into this tank than the tank you just saw. But look how much food I put in, right? It's not a lot. It's only 3 spoons. That's 3 spoons of basileir. What's going on, Metalhead? Plecos don't care either. Look at mine. He's looking at me right now. He's like, Dad, did you just put food? Okay, look at him coming out. Lazy bastard. Sleepyhead. Hey, Sleepyhead. What's up? I'm so used to them, and they're so used to me. Like, I talk to them. They're like my pets. These are like my dogs. The same. I treat them just as the same I treat my dog. You know what I mean? I mess around with them. You know what I mean? Like, they're not afraid of me because they know I'm not gonna hurt them. You know? This guy. Look at him. See? My hand. Hey. You're gonna run? You're gonna run? You think I'm gonna do anything to you? No? See? Nothing. Zero. touch, touch. Okay, that touching is a little too much for him, you know. He doesn't like to be touched. Okay, so coming back to pairs. Okay, female, male. Oh, there's a trapping happening. Okay, you guys want to see something really cool right now? That's where the female was. Remember yesterday's live stream when I said, look at the male, look at the female, they're together? Okay, so if you guys watched that yesterday, and Jonathan, you're gonna love this. I'm talking about non-stop aquatics, Jonathan, but other Jonathan also. John says, Jonathan Walker, you need to raise your cage. Okay, so remember yesterday I showed you this fish here, the male that's in the tank in the cave right now. He has a female trapped. I'm pretty sure of it. Yep, he does. 100%. We'll try to get that in camera for you guys without disturbing them too much. Let's try to do this. Okay, so he's with his girl that he's been with this whole last year and a half, 2 years now. Okay, same girl. Oh, Jonathan's messaged me. Okay, let me check the message. What's the sticky note on the tank? Okay, Non-Stop Aquatics has a question. He texts me his question because my channel members have access to me like that, so you can message me and either have Facebook Messenger, whatever. So that's a perk for my channel members. If you are a member, highly take advantage of it because you can do things like this. So he just sent me this question about see, says Jonathan right there on the top. See, that's it. Okay. Ebo Sponge, I heard he's sleeping with Jessica. Okay, what's the sticky note on the tank? The sticky notes on the tank are essentially keeping track of the dates that I get a spawn. Remember the chart you showed me with the different things you made? It's the same thing. I just keep track of my breeding. Yes, you do, you escaper. So these are the different dates that my fish bred this year, from May all the way down. I started keeping track of them in May, just so that I can give you guys more precise data for temperature and stuff. So this is mostly for you guys that I did this, okay? And girls, obviously, there's girls watching this too, and we're not discriminating. Essentially, these are the different spawns. There was spawns in between here that didn't work out too well, so I removed those ones. But these are the ones that I actually were successful at raising babies. So this is all the different months, and that's the last one I got in 2021. And now it's gonna get moved down here. I had some of these stuck up there also, but I moved them just so I can make space on this side, and I'll have 2022 hopefully lined up here, so we can correlate the data for scientific purposes. But look. So breeding happening today. Remember, yesterday I showed you this male, and the female was sticking in the cave down here. This is another female, so she wants to breed also. Okay, but obviously she's not getting the action, so she's trying to bother him. And so, but he's breeding already, so he's spawned. This is like a really good sign right now. So I'm gonna have a pretty good chance of eggs tonight in here, and I haven't done anything. So that's essentially how easy it is to spawn them when you have animals that like each other. That's the point of the video. Oh yeah, no, you have the same one. That one's good actually. The sponge kind. I don't know. Okay, I can't open it, but this one here. I actually like feeding that one too. I don't have one right now. It's in another language. But yes, so the same thing applies to your plecos. The same thing applies to your cichlids. So this is a German ram. I have females in here. The female is not visible in this tank, but try to find a tank where the females are visible. So look, the female that he breeds with, the second female that he flirts with, that's the male. So these three fish have been fine together. It's because these three have kind of worked it out since they were kids. She's okay with being the second female, the side chick, and she's okay with having her as a side chick, and he's okay with having both of them, and he's not killing either one of them, right? Everything is good. Okay, so that's a trio setup. um, I'm trying to find you a pair. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's look at these two down here. Same thing applies with angelfish also. These two were in a tank with about 100 other fish, and they picked each other out of like 100 other fish. And now she has laid eggs. I took the babies out a couple of days ago. Um, whichever one is the female, but the male is not trying to kill her. You know what I mean? So that's essentially what a perfect pair or a mated pair of fish is. I don't know necessarily if they actually are getting married and you know, like they don't want to have sex with anybody else. Because so I'll show you an example of what's going on, Aaron. Another example that has been pretty fun to watch, because I had 9 of these guys. I had him pair up with another female, which was larger than this female, and they laid eggs for me. They even had a spawn, him and another female, in another tank. But the female passed away on me because I had a disease outbreak, so I only had him left, so I brought him back into the tank. He was the more dominant fish in the tank, and she was pairing up with him. So her in the back with this nice pearl scale, okay? And I put this male in. Now you see what's going on here, okay? So they're hanging out together. He's beating up on this guy a little bit, and she's also kind of ignoring him, okay? So this is quite normal, okay? Now I'm still leaving them together until they start laying eggs for me, which is a couple of days from now. Look at her tube is already out. She's ready. A couple of more days, she'll start laying eggs in this tank. I will lose the eggs that she lays in this tank, but that will confirm the pair for me. And once she lays eggs and she's back in health, or just before she lays eggs, I will move her to another tank and let her and him have their own space at that point. And after that point, for me personally, it seems to be okay to keep them together. And as long as she continues to grow eggs and he continues to breed with her and stays dominant, they seem to have no issues. But at some point, if one of them gets sick or are unable to reproduce, then the other one becomes aggressive towards it. So that's something to keep in mind. And if you only have a pair, it's a good idea to have a second tank to move your female into every time she lays eggs. And after the fry are born and she's no longer dominant, if he starts chasing her or if she starts looking like she's less dominant, her colors are not there, you can move her to the other tank, feed her a little bit, get her back to health and move her back, because that way you can avoid losing her, you know. Definitely. Yes, and also, yes, and hit the like button. What's going on, Calvin? And another thing I want to say is that's why I always recommend having like 6 or 8 fish, where you kind of give them the option to pick their partners and who they want to breed with. And once they do that, you kind of have continuous success as long as you can give them the right environment. But if the fish are not compatible, or if they haven't chosen each other and they're not attracted to each other in that way, like the males and the females, then you're gonna have, even if you have the best water conditions, you could do all the right things, but they might not breed as regularly, and then there might also be issues where the females are getting hurt or bitten up every once in a while when they're reluctant to lay eggs. With plecos, it's actually pretty bad when that happens. You lose the females. With angelfish also, the same thing could happen. The females could get really hurt. With rams and other small cichlids, they can die really easily. I know Fish Easy has a really good solution for this. If you guys are not subscribed, highly recommend checking out Fish Easy's channel and subscribing. How high is the TDS? It can go up to 250 parts per million. I don't let it go up beyond that usually. I try to keep it below like 250. It has gone up to 260, 265 even. I've had spawns, but the one thing is, because I have nitrate removing resin, the resin keeps my nitrates at 0 or close to it. So there's no ammonia, there's no nitrates, and there's 0 nitrates or very close to 0. And that makes a huge difference. And at that point, the TDS is mostly general hardness and other things like phosphates and things like that. So that's good, Leah. And that's one of the reasons why I think We should always keep an eye on our fish. But look what's happening here. See, there's breeding happening in the cave, and these fish are the annoying fish that want to get in the cave and breed with this male. These are all females. It's a female, that's a female. That one over in the corner is a female that's digging up and stuff. So they're all trying to have sex right now with this guy. He's the bachelor, most eligible bachelor in the tank. You know, even though he's not the more dominant one. This is the more dominant one. Okay? This guy, actually no, I can't say that because they're both equally dominant. But this one is more aggressive. This one here. So he does have females. There's a female there for him that likes him. He has a female here that kind of likes him. Really nice one actually. I kind of want her to breed really badly. But this guy breeds with all three of these girls. So he got 3 girls. The other guy got 2 girls. You know what I mean? Like he actually got 4 girls because there's one in the cave. So he got 1, 2, 3, and then the one inside the cave in the front. So he got 4 girls that are interested in him. So there's that also. It's not just the male-female pairings. There's all kinds of weirdness that's going on. With the zebra plecos also, it's the same thing. There's males that have 2 females. There's males that only have 1 female. It's just like us, you know what I mean? There's no difference, I don't find. There's some animals that are more promiscuous. There's some animals that are okay with certain scenarios that the other animals might not tolerate. There's some females that are so territorial over their male that would not allow any other males or females to come near the cave, whereas other females would allow one of their sisters to also hang out with the same dude at the same time. So this is like observational data. This is not scientific or fact or me. This is what I'm observing with my fish, with plecos, with cichlids, with other things like that, you know. What's going on, Raphael? I want to see live what your TDS is. Okay, we can try doing that. So, I'm not gonna stick it into my tank right now, but I just did take some water out of it, so I'll show you. This is the water I just took out of the tank. You guys probably saw me taking out the water just now with the turkey baster. So this came out of that aquarium. And it's my pen. 200 and... Huh? 238 ppms. So, see right there. I think there's a hold button. Okay, hold on. Let me try to do that. There. I don't know, can you see it? 236. Oh, there it is. There we go. 236. So the right way? Yes, that's the right way. There we go. So, it's not that bad. I'm actually doing water changes, trying to bring it down to about 200. I like to keep it below 200, but you know, with the resin and the accumulation of acids, it does bring it up a little bit more. And if I try to bring it any lower, then the KH goes up and all issues. So I try to play around with it, and you know, this is not that important to me. Once I have everything else I dialed in, the nitrates being low is much more important. Yeah, it's like 240. Yeah. I use tap water, but then I also have soft water coming out of my tap. Not soft water, moderate water. Like my tap water is at about 180 ppm. You can actually check that also. I'm too lazy. Yeah, 1 week. Anecdotal. Yeah, like it's observational data, but I'm pretty confident because knowing, like I'm doing this every day, right? Like I was watching. I'll tell you guys a little story. I was watching a video from another YouTuber, and they were talking about, you know, like a specific type of fish, and they don't have the fish. I've never seen them keep the fish. I've never seen them breed the fish. I've never seen anything about them with that fish, except that they might have read all kinds of documents online about the fish. So, like, it's just that, this is the reality of it, right? Everybody has an opinion, but not everybody has the observational data that I might have. So, like, having said that, I'm not saying that this is definite information, that this is it, there's no end all be all. This is whatever. But at the same time, I'm pretty confident at what I understand at this point with keeping and breeding the fish that I am keeping and breeding for the last 30-40 years. Like, angelfish, for example. I've kept and bred angelfish since I was 7. I got my first spawn of angels when I was 7 years old. And I've been successful at breeding them and raising the fry and selling them and making money from them since then. So I have a pretty good understanding on what it takes to keep and breed angelfish, which is probably why you see thousands of them in my fish room. The same thing applies to plecos, even though I haven't kept and bred plecos for 30 years. I've been pretty successful at keeping and breeding them for at least for the last 4 or 5 years. And that's why when people that come in here go crazy when they see how many pleco babies I might have at any given time in all the breeder boxes. So this is what, like the same thing applies to other cichlids or whatever. So this is what I understand. I'm not saying that this is what happens in every fish tank or whatever. But look at her tail. Can you guys see it? Her tail, right there, and here. So, he's not aggressive towards her. He's not attacking her. He's not being mean to her. He's very nice to her. And this is a weird scenario also. Even though he has all these other females, he's always bred with this exact female also. At least this is the 4th one right now that they've done since I've had these guys since they were about that big, okay? So these fish you're looking at that are about this big now, or maybe about that big for the males, I've had since they were this big. So I've had them for almost more than 2 years now, okay? And they're now fully at size and they're breeding. And nice, that's really good. That's a good goal to have, you escaper. What's going on, Star Wars fans? So my point is, what I was trying to say earlier also is that when I tell you observational data, it's from years of observation and consistent observation. I have OCD, so like I like to, I mean, I don't have OCD to the point like I can omit things like my house being dirty and stuff, but when it comes to my fish, I'm very obsessed, so I think that's why I can actually ignore my house, because when I don't focus on those things, I focus on what's inside the tanks. That's why, like, when the tanks look 10 million times better than how my floor might look or my kitchen might look. So but when I'm in here, like, I'm looking at these, I'm always like doing things, tweaking, measuring and stuff like that. So I'm observing. I'm spending a lot of time sitting here drinking. If I wasn't live streaming with you guys right now, I'd be sitting here having my glass of wine, looking at my fish after just fed them. So I spend quite a bit of time in here observing my animals, and I have quite a lot of observational data to back up a lot of the things I say. That does not mean that what I say is the absolute truth and there's no other truth than that, you know what I mean? And none of this is financial advice by any means, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want you guys to spend any money and lose it or anything like that trying to do any of this stuff, because a lot of this, to me, it's quite easy because I have decades of experience. I've done this since I was a little child. But to somebody that's just starting out, it might not be the case. Like, to me, zebra plecos are actually quite easy compared to like even angelfish, which are a little bit more challenging in terms of raising the fry and stuff. These guys seem to be like so much more easier, just have to. But then, having said that, I gotta also point out that I keep my tank between 5.5 and 7 pH pretty regularly. I have to measure it, I have to maintain that. I also keep my temperature at a specific amount. I play with the temperature to drop it, to trigger spawnings when the barometric pressure in my atmosphere goes below 1000 kph, so I do all these things. and it's quite easy to me because I understand how it works. This is how all my other fish breed, and you know, like, or I do the water changes during a storm, which is a low pressure system, you know, whatever. Now, having said that, to a novice person, all this stuff that I'm talking about is not even, it's like, right? Like, what am I saying? Like, what kph, what pressure? Like, what are you talking about? Keeping fish? What are you talking about? Atmospheric pressure? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of factors that go into this that I might not consider myself to be difficult, but to a person that has no experience keeping an animal, of an aquatic animal, this could be like gibberish. You know, this is gibberish at this point. So it is quite difficult to a novice person, but I'm trying my best to make it easier for you guys to have success with these animals, and that's one of the main reasons why I make these videos. Live streams are mostly just to answer questions and to entertain and stuff sometimes, and but for the most part, the videos are designed to do that. And there's a super chat. Beer Fund, thank you so much. Pleco Food Fund, definitely. We're getting Basileir this month. I'm almost out, so we'll put that towards good use. All the money collected on the super chats is all going towards buying Dr. Basileir fish food, so that my fish can eat good food, and also, you know, have, you know, like, I personally think it's the best. I honestly, I don't want to discredit other food, but out of all the foods that I fed my fish in my whole life, throughout my whole life, this is the one food that I haven't had any significant issues to report about. No complaints. I can feed it to my fry from day one. If I didn't have paste, I would just put Basileir the same way, just where the fish are. And I mean, when I'm lazy, that's what I do. With other plecos, except for my zebra plecos, that's the only ones that's getting the paste food. Most of my other hype ancestrals, I just put Basileir into the breeder box. Whoever eats it, and usually they all do. You know, so that's essentially what I would have to say about that. But yeah, it's going to that. Thank you, Green Bull, and thank you again for the super chat and the constant support, Michigan Tropics. You know, like, I mean, from day one, like, you've been here supporting my channel. You know, even before super chats, and then then when super chats started, you were like one of the first people super chatting. So really grateful for all that support and love. What's going on, Michael? Fish Easy in the house. And yes, we will order some Dr. Basileir soon. This next couple of weeks. Thank you. Hey, come to Canada. Canada is the best vacation destination, yo. We got beautiful places all across, all kinds of scenery, and Canada is large, second largest country in the world by landmass, next to Russia. We're huge, okay? If you look it on the map, we actually are bigger, but a lot of the country is up north. You know, it's ice, so it's like, I mean, is it a part of our country, or is it not? I think the ice is our bloody ice too. Like, I mean, it's attached to our land. If the ice is attached to our land, it's our bloody ice. So that's us too, you know. So we are actually probably the biggest country on the planet. So come to Canada, enjoy. Yes, definitely Michigan Tropics. What's going on, Yanni? So I tend to breed my Corridoras the natural method. I keep them in a tank by themselves with some moss and stuff, and whoever survives, survives. And there's not a lot of production that way. But if I were to remove eggs and actually spend time breeding them, I think what I would do is I would feed them something like paramecium when they're small for the first few days to weeks, and then once they can eat something like live baby brine shrimp, I'll switch them to that and then raise them in that food until they can eat other commercially available fish food. The North Pole is in Canada. Actually, Santa Claus is Canadian. I don't know if you guys knew that. When you guys write letters to Santa, I still do. I'm not ever gonna grow up, and that those letters all come to Canada, and it's all here. Santa Claus is a Canadian citizen. Okay, trust me on that. Yes, it is. The North Pole is definitely in Canada, and so is Santa, and his workshop, and all the bloody reindeer. Well, some of them are in other parts of Europe also, but yes, you do, Longfin Lagoon. BC is beautiful. BC is called beautiful British Columbia, and actually, personally, I think is more prettier than Ontario, but Ontario is quite beautiful also. Raphael wants to know, is it hard to set up connections to sell stuff, and how far do you have to go? I live in the city with like 4 million or 6 million people. I like, there's too much people here already. Like, I don't have to go that far. I don't, people come and pick up their fish from my house. Okay, good, Longfin. Honestly, as soon as that's over, I'm telling all you guys, I have a person wanting to buy 30 zebra plecos and a bunch of other fish, and can't come over because they're in another province. You know, like our provinces are. This whole thing is so, it's so stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it's 2 years and we need to stop. But yeah, coming back to the point, not trying to sidetrack today, because I kind of get sidetracked when you guys bring up these things, you know, and because I'm a human being, you know, I have an opinion on things, right? I'm allowed to, you know, nobody's perfect. My opinion might not be the same as yours, and that doesn't make us enemies. You know what I mean? I have a lot of friends that completely disagree with me on a lot of things, and it's fine. You know what I mean? My girlfriend disagrees with me on a lot of things also. You know what I mean? We don't fight about it. We have things we don't agree on. Like, you know, she doesn't agree with me on the same way. We don't vote for the same person. I'm pretty sure of it. You know what I mean? And I don't ask her who she votes for. It's none of my bloody business. Doesn't mean that I don't love her, right? Yeah. So he is a baller, definitely. No, he's buying 30 zabs and like 20 other plecos, some other fish. So he's spending a good amount of money here, you know. So I had to make sure I have the fish ready. But Michigan says I had to get dolled up and do it at the store. Hey, you know what? That's not that bad either. We don't disagree. You know what? We disagree sometimes, I'm pretty sure. Not that often, but, you know. No, my girlfriend disagrees with me on a lot of things. I don't think she cares about that as much as some of the things she actually disagrees with me on, to be completely honest. If I had another girlfriend, she wouldn't probably care. Because we're not like, you know, like, it's like more like a relationship of convenience. It's like a joke most of the time. I make fun of it half the time. You know, I'm single on paper. When somebody asks me if I'm in a relationship, usually I just say I'm single, you know what I mean? Because nobody ain't living with me. I'm by myself. I live with a bloody dog. Like, I'm bloody single, okay? It's as single as it comes. Most eligible bachelor in the city, probably. Nah, she ain't gonna take all my stuff either because we have no agreements of like that sort. No prenup. Oh, you need a prenup. Ruben talks to me about movies. But here's what I'm trying to say, you know, disagreements are good. But again, with our fish too, you know, there's all kinds of relationships where they might form a trio, you know, like there's breeding trios. That doesn't mean every 3 fish are gonna be okay together, you know. that's the reality of it. There's some situations where the 3 fish, like I just showed you here, like these 3 fish are bloody fine together. Look, male, where is he? Right there. Oh, can't really see him. There he is. He ran. There he is in the back. And his 2 females, there's one, and there's another one in here. Okay? And they don't kill each other. They get along. They're fine, right? That works. But there are times when that doesn't work. The 3rd female often ends up dying because she gets bullied to the point by the 2nd female, and she doesn't grow any eggs, and the male has no interest in her because she doesn't grow any eggs, and she dies. This is a reality. So that happens quite often also. So this is why I always say, get 10, 12 fish, put them in a tank, let them pick who they want to spend time with. Because once they figure that out, your job as a breeder becomes so much more easier. And that's the bottom line of this video, I think. And if you have a situation like with Jonathan where he has a pair of fish and the female's getting a little bullied, what you can do is keep an eye on her, and every time she breeds and the fry are removed from the tank and she has no authority or bargaining chips, the fry are potentially like her security blanket essentially. So when she has a fry, she protects them. He feels like, okay, I'm not gonna hurt her. I don't need to breed. These are my fry. Everything is good. But once you remove them, or if they died out, or if something happened and the eggs didn't work out, then he wants to breed again. She's not ready yet, and then he might hurt her. So like at that point, you would have to separate her and feed her and do all that stuff. Oh my God, 60 to try breed super heads. I think you will get at least a couple of pairs out of that. Super heads are like a nightmare, completely honestly with you guys. I mean, it's not, like I'm telling you right now, it's not my most successful fish. I have a pair, like I have more zebra plecos from each of my pairs in that tank, come more than my super red fries. I have like maybe 10 super red fry to show this year, last 2021. Whereas I have a lot more zebra pleco fry to show from in 2021. So they are not the easiest fish by a mile, especially considering they have particular condition requirements which I cannot meet in this particular fish room also. So, but with the group of 60, you should get some success, I would hope. So keep your fingers crossed and keep me posted. We all know how that goes. You know what? Ancestress are a mystery, okay? That's my thing. Ancestress are a mystery that we cannot solve. And I think the mystery lies within inbreeding, the genetically inferior animals that are... Because, look, if I buy a pair of fish, okay, that came from a mom and dad who are also from the same mom and dad before them, I buy 2 babies out of them, and I get, let's say, male and a female. And I breed those, and I get babies, and I take 2 babies out of that, breed them again, take two babies out of that, breed them again. Ironically, what we're doing at this point is genetically bottlenecking our breeding program. So this genetic isolation ultimately results in deformities, deaths, infertility, and other issues like what we're seeing here, where the animals will not grow up properly, they will not breed properly, they will not breed at all kinds of bloody issues, okay? Unfortunately. So to avoid this is to what you can do really is to continue to add genetic material into your breeding program to strengthen your genes regularly. And by doing that, you can avoid a lot of genetic bottlenecking. Like, so these animals, for example, are genetically isolated quite a lot. I was trying to mix some of my own white ones that are not platinum, that are like platinum marble kind of, but they all died because of the disease outbreak. So now I'm back to the same group here. So I'm now breeding brother and sister. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna breed these brother and sister, and I'm gonna get babies, and then I'm gonna try to get babies from my other fish that have similar coloration and try to breed those. So these are processes that require years and even sometimes decades. So like I might not get where I want to get with this particular fish for 4 or 5 years potentially, because the ones I planned to cross them with died. So I couldn't strengthen the genetics right now. I would have to keep them alive at least another few generations. So this is the reality. I'm not trying to discourage anybody. I'm just trying to show you some of the things that even that I have the challenges that I deal with, whatever. Oh, Joe's, there we go. There's a super chat. I cannot pronounce your last name, but thank you so much, Joe. And favorite type of fish for planted 20-gallon harlequins, dwarf rainbows for years, looking to change it up. Much love from Toronto. Hello to Connecticut. I personally like tetras. 20 talls really have a lot of space for these guys. These tetras really look nice. You can have 2-3 different kinds, small groups, 10, 12 each. These guys also work really well. You can have about 25 of these in there, and then you can add some Corridoras and stuff like that to kind of help out. Endlers are cool. I would say there's some endlers right there, work really well. I would stick away from things like angelfish because you can keep a pair in a 20-gallon, but they would, once they breed, they will attack the other fish. So there's going to be other issues and challenges that you will have to overcome with angelfish. So I would stick away from those, but yeah, like pretty much any small schooling fish, you can keep a large group of them. A few different kinds or a lot of the same kind could also work. and they tend to stick together, so you can use fish from South America and Southeast Asia together with similar water requirements, and they work completely fine together. Corridoras work really well. Sevilla loaches, like the hill stream loaches, you can have a couple of those in there, to help clean the glass and stuff. Things like autosynclus are good, but I wouldn't recommend any plecos for the most part, unless it's something like L280 microacanthicus. So like the mini plecos, like the L280s that don't grow more than this big, you might be able to get away with keeping 5-6 of those in there. If you plan it properly, you can even keep a breeding group, because I have my entire breeding group lives in a space that's like this big. Although they are in a tank that's like massive, their cave structure is 6 inches by 6 inches at best, and all 10 of them live in that little 6 inches by 6 inches space as a group. So that's some cool observation, so that's something doable, Yes, endlers are probably one of your best bets for entertainment. Like, look at these. So in this tank, I was trying to get more to breed, but like this red endlers are really nice. And then in here also, but this is my breeding tank of green endlers. So like you can see the green ones, they're doing really well. These are the females, the darker ones, and the males have color. So if you're getting fish and you want them to breed, you want to have both the dark ones and the colorful ones. But if you just want just the males to look good, then you just have to get just males. You'll probably pay a little bit more for males. The average price is about a couple of bucks. It's not that expensive. And best beta to breed for profit, probably like those higher end koi types are good. I mean, for me, for sales wise, koi sell really well. Like, I sell significantly more koi than anything else. Nemos, Nemo candies, avatars, Hellboys, Iron Man betas, those like sell like hotcakes. So that's one of my biggest sellers. Secondarily, the solid colored, like the copper, any dragon scales, so copper dragons, the Midnight Star dragon, or the red Hellboy dragon, whatever, those dragon scale types. Samurai sell really well. The orchids, the black orchids, I mean, I have such a demand for them. If I can get 50 of them, I could sell 50 of them in one day. But it's super hard to get. They're quite expensive. They're hard to breed, I think. Because there's some outcrossing going on to create some of these colors, so you're breeding with other types of beta species to create some of the colors, I think, and it creates sterile fish, second and third, first generation, second generation, on whatever. So there might be some things that I haven't researched on how they are created, because there's all kinds of things going on. Very nice, Green Bull. Cheers. Let me have a drink with you. Before I go, I will have a drink with you guys. My unspecified beverage in my unspecified cup. Cheers. Ooh, that tastes good. Oh. And Nav, what's going on, Nav? Very nice. Congratulations, Green Bull. Netherlands, yes. Hello to Netherlands. Hello to Europe. I hope everything gets better all over, especially in Europe, because things seem to be a lot worse than it is here in Canada and the U.S. In Europe and Australia, from what I can gather. So with the authoritarianism stuff. So hope things can go back to normal, because I believe you guys also, like us, are living in a free society, and we like to keep our societies free. I want to be able to speak freely. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense to you or not, but that's kind of what I feel. I like my freedoms, and I like to retain my freedoms. I don't want to give up my freedoms, for anything. That's what being in a free country means, I think. So, what time is it in Canada? Right now, it's like 8:40, 8:38 p.m. Oh, Seb tank is down to 81. So Nonstop has a question. I'm going to answer it before I go. Stop the temperature drop and maintain it at about 82, and then tomorrow bring it back up to 83. So I'll message you back also, but If you guys are channel members, that's a perk. I'm not going to give every one of my channel members my phone number, but you guys can message me through social media. Jonathan's a friend of mine, so he has my phone number. And he can ask questions directly that way. But all my other channel members, this is a perk you guys all have. You can message me through social media, directly to my Facebook, not through like Malik's Water Garden or anything, because I check that like once a month. Message me directly, and then we can go from there. Carlos messages me. Okay, mini snowball tank. Here they are. It's not really, nothing's going on in there right now, but there they are. Lights turned off. This is at $199, so it's not a snowball, but I'm kind of holding on to that one. And there's the rest of them. I'm gonna move these guys, so I'll set up the new tank. It's gonna be back here, but I'm moving the fish out of here before I move the tank. And then once I do that, I'll make a full update video for you. I promise. I have a lot of promises to keep, so I will start trying to do more videos also. Also, I have a question. Do you guys care about you know, like the content wise? Like I have certain videos I want to make. I don't know if you guys want to see them or not. Like I definitely am going to make a breeding summary video for zebra plecos, because there's a lot of requests for that. So that's something I think was requested by a few different people. I think Tom will definitely appreciate that as well. And Thomas wanted me to do that as well, because he said that it's important, because people ask us the same questions over and over. And I think Thomas is a little annoyed by people messaging him and asking him the same questions. I'm not too annoyed by it, because I understand how, because everybody, you know, has, it's not like, you know, I answered your question, it's the other person's question I answered, whatever. But a lot of the information is available in the videos. But I think a breeding summary, kind of summarizing everything, would be helpful. That's one of the videos I want to make. And I also want to make a video about other YouTubers, you know, like channels that I think are good, channels that, you know, why I watch them, people that I've watched for 10-12 years. You know, like I want to make a video about King of DIY. I know a lot of you guys might not like him. He's somebody that I've watched for at least you know, 10-12 years since he started his channel. And you might notice a lot of the stuff in here is also DIY, you know what I mean? It's all do it yourself. And we're Canadian, a lot of the stuff that you might have in Europe or in US might not be available to us here, so we have to make a lot of our stuff ourselves. And he is a huge inspiration to me, and I felt that you know, like, although what he did was kind of messed up in a couple of the live streams, like especially with Alex, I did not think that was nice of him. But at the same time, it wasn't enough for me to kind of discredit him as a person, or all the benefits that his videos has brought me, you know, per se. So I really think I want to make a video about that. I don't know if you guys want to see that or not. Let me know. You know, if I'm probably still gonna make the video, but it would end up being members only if a lot of people are not into it. Very nice green. Hey, like, Canada's gonna be, as long as we open the borders, I mean, come one, come all. Why not? You know what I mean? It's all good in the hood. Look at this girl. She pretty, right? That's a pretty catfish. That's a very pretty catfish. No? I don't know what you guys think. You think it's a pretty catfish? I think it's a pretty catfish. I like her. I like her. I like her a lot. She's one of my pretty ones. So, yeah, so that's one of the videos I want to do. Just, you know, just to kind of like, you know, put things out there. You know, none of us are perfect, right? Like, I'm a human being. I drink alcohol, you know. I have a vaporizer. I'm always holding it. I don't always suck on it, but I'm addicted enough to hold it in my hand pretty regularly, right? Yes, thank you, US Keeper. Same, Felipe. Like, I mean, I'm not. This is what I think. I don't agree with everything everybody does. Like, I mean, like, I don't like the guy I voted for. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna vote for somebody else next time, because he might be the better option out of the two. So we had to compartmentalize this type of information, right? Like, I mean, yeah, he was an ass to Alex. I did not appreciate what he did. At the same time, that does not give me any reason to not watch his other videos, unfollow him, you know what I mean, cancel him, and like, oh, this guy's the worst person in the world. He's not. Like, I mean, and this is another thing I got to tell you guys. Sometimes you might find me going off on the rails sometimes. I've been dealing with something personal. If you guys are friends with me, you might know. It's a medical situation. It's, whatever. And every time I talk about it, people stop, like I lose like 5 people. But the reality is, this is what's going on. And sometimes it bothers me, you know what I mean? And if I'm going off the rail for like 10 minutes because I'm dealing with something personal, okay, fine, you might not have to watch it, then, whatever. But at the same time, this is what's going on in my life, right? I mean, so if it's coming up and somebody asks me and it kind of like, brings up some emotion and I kind of talk about it for 5 minutes, doesn't mean that I'm a bad person or that I have like some strong stance against something or for something or whatever. This is just what's happening in my life right now. You know what I mean? And sometimes he might have been dealing with some stuff in his life that we don't know about, like a divorce, his partner leaving him, him being, dealing with other actual real life stuff outside of YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, right? And if somebody, attacks him, says something that, he gets upset about and he goes off. That's what happened, I think, with the Instagram situation. With Alex, it was a little bit more, I think, cockiness than anything else. But at the same time, you don't know what he's been dealing with that day. He could have just come from court and his wife had just taken custody of his 2 kids, right? We don't know. I don't know. I'm not friends with him. I don't know. You don't know. So, I mean, a person dealing with all that stuff, like today, I wasn't doing a live stream. Like, this live stream is literally thanks to Nonstop Aquatics. So huge shout out to you, John, for being my friend and for pulling me out of my funk of whatever I'm dealing with. Like, I had 3 doctor's appointments this week. I have a cardiologist appointment coming up. Like, I'm mentally not good about all that. You know what I mean? I'm not happy about it. So, but I don't want to talk about it with you guys, right? And so that's why I wasn't going to live stream today. And he said, he talked to me about other stuff, about fish and stuff, got me out of my funk, right? So if, you know what I mean? So some of us might not have friends like him. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful for having somebody like that in my life. And so many of you actually. There's like Longfin Lagoon a couple of days ago. We talked for like an hour and a half. Huge shout out to him as well. Ryan, I mean, a huge shout out to Ryan. We did a live stream yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Go watch his new website. So this merch is available on there. You can buy it there and stuff. Stuff like that. But he pulled me out of my funk. You know what I mean? So like, we are all human, right? Everybody's going through stuff, and there could be times when people are going through more stuff than normal times. Love you too, bro. Thank you so much for being a great person and a great friend. Like, seriously. And that's the thing. We might not realize what they're going through. There we go. Fish easy. MC, I'm glad you're here too. Yeah, Alex. He was being really rude to Alex. I mean, I had like at least 10 people message me. Michael was one of them also. Have you seen the live stream? Like, and I'm like, what live stream? Because I mean, I'm always busy with other stuff, so I don't always catch all the live streams. Most of the time I catch like maybe 0.01%. Like, I'm obviously on Michael's live stream because I'm moderating and he's my friend. And, I'm helping him, moderate and stuff. But aside from that, I haven't been on Kaler's Aquatics, Bob's live stream in months. Bob's even a channel member, and I feel really bad, but I haven't had time on Sundays when he live streams. And on the weekdays when he live streams, I'm at work. So I missed them, So I didn't catch the Alex live stream live, okay? But a lot of you guys, at least 10 of you guys messaged me within an hour of the live stream about what happened. Because it was pretty shitty what he did to Alex. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that. Like, I would cry. You know what I mean? Like, Alex was really, honestly, huge shout out to Alex too, because he held his composure. He did not, like, I would literally be lashing out, telling all kinds of things to King Adi. I don't care who you are. Like, I'll react real quick. Alex was very collected through the whole thing, and I really respect him for that. And but having said that, and it was really shitty, like what he did. Now, having said that, I'm not making excuses for him for what he did. I'm agreeing that it was shitty, and I'm totally there with you guys. It was not cool. But that does not, I think, like, because I went back and I thought about this even now recently, because I'm watching his videos sometimes and I'm like, this guy's video, and there's like a little thing in the back of my head, but then I forget the 12 years that he's given me, all the encouragement, you know what I mean. He's breeding like um, um, what was it, discus, long time ago. I was watching his videos to get pointers. He was, like, he inspired me to breed discus. He inspired me to get into plecos sometime. Not plecos per se, but he inspired me to keep arowanas and stingrays, and I couldn't. So that's why I was getting into plecos, because I was like, you know what, if I can't keep an arowana, I'm gonna keep the next best thing, which is a pleco, which I can keep. So he got me, inspired so many different things in my life, and as somebody that's watched a lot of his videos, so it's that one incident enough for me to discount all the other things. And am I able to say, this guy's an ass, I get that, but also at the same time, he has done a good service to me as well as the hobby, and I'm going to respect him for the service he has done, while also acknowledging the fact that he is an ass. You know what I mean? Like that compartmentalization, I think, is important in society, and I feel like not just with this, but like in everything. You know what I mean? I'm talking about King of DIY, Joey Mullen, and I'm not talking bad about it. I'm just trying to make a point about, are we justifying cancel culture, and is it something we should continue to support in the fish hobby as well as outside? You know what I mean? Like, just because somebody does something wrong or says something wrong, are we going to discredit everything? I mean, if it's something really bad, that's one thing. But if it's like a minor issue that whatever, obviously, what he did was not right. I'm not saying that it was. I'm not making an excuse for it. But at the same time, it was one incident over a lifetime of positive incidences. That one negative, is that enough to discredit all these positives? You know what I mean? Is that's kind of where I'm trying to go with this, and I feel like that's something I personally always think about anytime I have information. Like, people hate Jordan Peterson. I watch his videos. People say he's a racist. I don't think he's a racist. I mean, does he inspire racist people? Definitely, most likely. Does he inspire sexist people? Definitely, most likely, yes. But at the same time, is he himself a racist or a sexist person? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Yeah, Alex is a great person. I'm not gonna hate on him at all. That's another thing. Here's another thing I'm gonna bring up right now, because I'm already gone into this rabbit hole. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I really think. And there's times I've ragged on Dean, for example. You guys might have remembered me ragging on Dean. Dean's Facebook friends with me. You know what I mean? So when I talk smack or here and there, I rag on him for something that they said on their video, it's me just pointing out that that's not okay to do that. But at the same time, I'm not telling you guys to stop listening to him or watch him, or that the information he has given out before this point, or that information he might potentially give out in the future is wrong or bad or anything like that. All I was pointing out was that their channel has become more of a money grab than an information channel, which it used to be, and it has become so much more commercialized than it should, to the point where it is now no longer giving valuable information most of the time, where like they would tell you to use this soapy looking puck when they go on vacation. That's really what I was commenting on, was that Dean saying when he goes on vacation, he puts this puck of soapy looking material, which is whatever product they're selling, into their tank for their fish. Now, having said all this, now I'm probably going to make this video private after this, because I don't want anybody trying to demonetize me, but that's really what the entire conversation was about. And I was just kind of commenting on it. I kind of went a little off the rails, because I found it to be disgusting to say that when you are definitely not using that in your tank when you go on vacation, because that would most likely kill all the fish in your tank within a couple of days. That's my observation, at least with that type of vacation food, and I personally would not recommend it. If I'm not using it, I'm not going to recommend it. That's the thing. So that's what I was commenting on. But at the same time, I wasn't telling you guys to stop watching him or anything like that, or to say any, you know what I mean, or like have I deleted him from my Facebook? Have I stopped talking to him as a person? No, none of that's happened. You know what I mean? So like that is, I think our society is missing that core logical ability now. So a lot of us, because of like social media and other things, I think are to blame. But we need to start discerning information and saying, okay, like this person is pointing out something. It's just that one thing is negative, but that doesn't make the person evil or negative or everything they've done negative. You know what I mean? Oh, the Alex video is taken down, bro. That video, I think Joey kind of like pulled it down because he has more pull with Facebook, which I thought was also kind of crappy. But at the same time, if I went off the rails like that, and this is the thing, like I don't see myself going off the rails on somebody else, especially doing what Buddy did, but I might go off the rails on a live stream, and then I could just make it private or members only. There's a lot of members only live streams where I talk about whatever I think, and it's not the popular opinion, and I make it private because I don't want people hating me because of my own personal opinions, which are my own, which I'm allowed to have. I'm a human being, right? And this is where I'm coming to, I think, is that we all need to kind of like distinguish between these things and say, okay, like this person might not support the same things I'm supporting, but that doesn't make them an evil person or a bad fish keeper, or the information they're giving me about fish keeping bad. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm going too far into Father Fish's time. I don't know if he started already. He has, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off. So let's go over to Father Fish and we can continue this conversation on Sunday if you guys want. I love you guys. I know you love getting into fish drama. We'll get into this on Sunday. I'll make a video about this. I see you guys are not gonna like hate me for making that video. I'm just trying to like put some perspective into things, But let's go over to Father Fish. Every single one of us. There's 48 of us. Let's go over there. Say we just came over from Akko Malik, and I'm really sorry that I took a little bit extra time from his. But I thought this kind of conversation kind of got dragged into it. So let's go over there and let him know you all came from Akko Malik. The follow train has begun. We're gonna go over there and then go over to LR Brett's and then over to Alex's and let him know I talked about it here also. If he hates me, he hates me. But I don't think he will, because I'm not defending anybody. I'm just pointing out the factual information. Is that it happens sometimes, and it's shitty that it happened. But does it warrant us canceling Buddy here? No, I don't think so. Or me calling out a mistake somebody else made, and does it warrant you guys canceling that person? Or somebody else calling out a mistake I made? Does it warrant you canceling me? Like, you know what I mean? Is that where we are as a society, as a fish community, or as a society at large? No, that's not where we should be, and that's not where I think we should go, as a society. So that's kind of where I want to go with that at the end of it. But thank you so much for all your support, all for being here. And Steiner, thank you so much. Metalhead Aquatics, US Caper, Sandy. I'm not gonna go through the list, but Nonstop, Leo, all my members, Orlando Pookie, Tukuli for Schoolie was here today. I know there's other people I forgot now. I didn't forget, but I can't think of on the top of my head. Leah, thank you so much. All the moderators, I love you guys and girls. Thank you so much, and we will continue this conversation at another date. And Sunday, how big is my biggest tank? About 55 gallons. It's back there. It's back there. It's not that big. It's the same size as this. It's just a little bit wider. Alright, I love you guys. Let's go to Father Fish. Let him know follow train came from Akko Malik. And let him know I'm sorry. I'll also come and let him know. I feel really bad, but it happened. Wichita Falls Fish Keeper. Have a good evening, and thank you so much. Also, another great channel subscriber that's been here forever. I consider you a member also, because you always super chat whenever I see you. So thank you so much again for all your love and support. Let's go over to Father Fish. Let's make sure he's happy, and because he does definitely. Oh my God, Father Fish. Is this like Twitch? Yes, we're following people around on Fridays. We start with Maple Street. We come to here at 7:30, and then at 8:30 we go over to Father Fish, 9:30 to LR Brett's, and 11:30 to Alex, and at 1:30 to Big Tank Hank, if I'm not mistaken. So we have a whole list of people that we go to from one to one, and I usually have it playing on my thing while I clean the tanks on Friday night. So love you guys. Let's meet in Toronto. Let's meet anywhere in the world after COVID. Let's wait till the end of COVID though. Love you guys. Stay safe. God bless you. I will see you soon. Sunday we'll try to continue some of this conversation. And God bless you. Have a great weekend and stay safe. Mwah. Love you guys.